Yo, hello everyone. Welcome to the Triple T for Knife Makers podcast. I am Dennis Tyrell of Tyrell Knifeworks. I have my sick friend Jerid Sandoval with me, and today we have a secret guest that I haven't even told Jerid about. I'm going to make him guess who it is.
Hey, boys.
Hey.
We'll introduce him in just a second.
I already know who it is.
What?
I already know who it is.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
All right, Jerid. I'm going to give you can ask 3 questions.
I can ask 3 questions?
3 questions. Try to figure it out.
Oh, man. I have nothing.
I think this should be a new bit. We do a special guest, and the other person has 3 guesses to try to figure it out.
I'm down. That's
not
fun.
Guesses, questions.
Are they related to you?
No. That's one down.
Lies.
No.
I just heard "Hey boys." Hey boys. Give me
Coy
a "Hey
would
boys"
say
again.
that.
Yeah, Coy would. Man, why you gotta play with me when I'm not feeling good?
Come on. Buck up. Let's go.
I don't know. There's a million people.
Well,
do they make knives?
Yes.
Do they live in California?
No, that's 3 questions.
Okay.
Okay, I'll give you 5 since you're
5?
sick. Okay, you've had 3. You got 2
more. Have I
more.
met them in person?
Yes. You're not really narrowing it down.
No.
1 more. And I'm going to let the person answer.
Have they been on this show before?
No, this is my first time, mate.
This is your first time, mate?
Yeah, man.
I wouldn't even know who that is. All right, let it out of the bag. It is the one and only Mareko Maumasi is on the
Mareko, what is up, my friend?
Hey.
Hey, boys. That's out now.
Hey,
I should
guys.
get it. I just couldn't see you flip your hair. That's all.
Hey.
When I heard you were going to be sick, I thought you were out, as in do the show without you. So I reached out to Mareko, and we were going to do the show without you.
Man, I should have let you guys do it.
No, this is going to be good.
Yeah, for sure.
Mareko, you're not sick. How you been? Or hopefully you're not sick.
I'm not sick, and I have been admiring that beard. Look at that.
Thank you. Look at that thing.
What kind of snacks did you leave in that thing today?
Cheez-Its, stock Cheez-Its. I got a question. Are you guys fans of the burnt Cheez-Its?
What?
The toasty the Cheez-Its, right? They
I don't even like Cheez-Its, so burnt ones just don't.
Oh my god, you're so Canadian, dude. Well, there's like there's regular Cheez-Its, and then they have these burnt Cheez-Its.
Is that a product that they actually sell?
Yeah, they're like toasty.
So instead of throwing them out, they're like, maybe some people like this shit.
Man, and my whole family, my family likes them. Like most people I talk to, they're all about it, and I'm not a fan. I'm just about a stock Cheez-It. So yeah, there's some Cheez-Its in here. That's all.
Okay.
Oh, in the beard?
Yeah. Because I went to the store, and apparently when you're sick, you want regular Cheez-Its.
Oh, at least it wasn't Cheetos.
Yeah, that's true.
What's wrong with Cheetos?
Cheetos are great.
They don't look so good in your beard.
Oh, yeah.
I have 2 NyQuil in my hand right now.
Oh, it's going to go sleepy by.
Yeah, I don't know, but we may not make it through.
Are you sure they're not ketamine lozenges?
Right, well, tell me where to get them. Yeah. Wow, what a beautiful surprise. What do you what was the plan if old Jerid didn't show up?
Mareko and I were going to have a wonderful conversation and talk about you.
Here I am to fuck it all up. This is good news.
So besides being sick, Jerid, how has your week been?
Dude, my week was like, to be honest, I've been kind of in this lull, and then I was making some schedule changes and starting to get back in the shop. And on Friday, my wife actually went out in the golf cart with me, and I golfed on Friday, and I could start feeling like I was going to get sick. So on Saturday, I golfed again with my son, but at any rate, I was all fired up, early tea time, ready to come home and get in the shop. And all I did was get to clean the shop out because we have Brent coming out, and I didn't want him totally judged the shit out of me because the place is a level 12 disaster. But I was all really fired up. I had some things to finish on the backside of last week. I was gonna etch some stuff, and I was just all fired up for knife making. And then by
All
a
you did was clean.
Saturday, 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock, I went to sleep, and I didn't wake up until Monday morning. And then I had to go to work because I'm taking off Friday and Monday. And then, you know, as legend has it, or his history has it, Jerid is a level 12 bitch when he's sick. I do not do good. I'm whiny. I'm complaining. Yeah. So
It's like most males, I think.
I hope so. I'm not the only one, but I'll wear it loud and proud. So, yeah, man, I'm kind of just going through the motions of, you know, again, kind of getting stifled with some good motivation, and then, you know, life shows up, and it is what it is. But I think it's all going to time out really good
For
because I'm
Brent
feeling,
being here and you being
yeah,
contagious still.
I'm feeling
Yeah.
good. He FaceTimed me on Monday morning because that's our routine right now. And I was laying on the couch, I don't know, man. I was laying on the couch and I answered the FaceTime, and I realized I didn't have a shirt on, so I just dropped it down to my nipple.
You showed him off, showing off your barbells.
I showed him off, yeah. So he told me, "Are you all right? You feeling all right? Or are you nipples out again?"
Well, Jerid, shoe retarded flu. Okay, so
Dude, that was great. That was great. I don't tip my cap to Denis very often, but he hit me with an old school Howard reference, and
yeah. Mareko,
my
did you ever listen to Howard Stern?
I remember when E Entertainment channel came on, like network
the late
television.
night.
Yeah, for the first
Yeah.
time, and I would watch it, like the I guess the recordings,
Yeah.
and I enjoyed that. But I've never really listened to it because I never had anywhere to listen to it. It wasn't syndicated in my area,
Hmm.
and I
Oh,
didn't
really?
listen to XM.
Yeah, I think I listened to it back when I was in Canada, when Toronto started to get Stern, and then on the radio, and then he moved to XM, and I got XM for a while, and then couldn't be bothered to pay for XM because it sucked, but
Yeah.
he was the only draw. But
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah, good
Mareko, how
stuff.
you been? What are you up to?
Man, I've been trying to take some inspiration from you and some advice from you, actually, and trying to do some video content lately.
I saw
And
that.
yeah, I kind of have revamped my Patreon structure as well, kind of based around this content. I've been told for many years that I should put a book together, and the whole idea seems super daunting. And I can sit here and pontificate and plan and or brainstorm and have it all in my head as much as I possibly can, but at some point you just got to fucking start somewhere.
Yeah.
And I think the anxiety around it not going perfectly smoothly, which it didn't this first stream, just like it seems like everything with this pattern that probably could have gone wrong kind of basically went wrong. And but it's the long-term plan is, again, with the idea of a book, is to make a book kind of like my pattern welded Wednesdays I used to do. So how long ago was that? That was like 6 or 7 years ago. I started doing these posts called Pattern Welded Wednesday on my Instagram, and it was me showing like a walkthrough of like a pattern progression, the different forging progressions. But it's very, I think, especially if you don't have experience, or even if you do have experience, it can still be kind of abstract. And so the concept for the book is to put the book together, um, with the support of my Patreon group, to kind of help me to be able to afford taking the time to film the content. And, you know, when you're filming and explaining things, Dennis, I'm sure you experienced this, like it takes at least 2 to 3 times as
Oh yeah.
long as if nobody was there, no cameras are going, and you're just working by yourself in the shop. And so it takes time. And but the idea, oh yeah, I also got some inspiration, or am taking some inspiration from Larry Thomas, because the way he put together Knife Steel Nerds was that he had Knife Engineering, his Knife Engineering book, is that he had this blog that he was doing, and he was writing these articles and doing all this research, and with the support of his Patreon, it afforded him to be able to take the time to do that side work, and pay for materials and pay for machines and all this stuff to get photographs taken, testing done. And I was like, that's a really great way to try to approach that. So I'm trying to do that where I'm illustrating the stuff for the book, and then I'm also I'm gonna, at least in my mind, I'm like, I know I'm doing a bunch of video stuff, but this is just audio. But anyways, one page, probably the right page, when you open the book at a particular pattern, the right page will have like a pattern progression. There you go, just like that paisley pattern. And then oh yeah, there you go.
Same one.
Nice. And then oh, another, oh, that's the forging progression one, integral forging progression. And then, so pattern on one side and then written word on the other. But I also want to create some companion content that can be clicked, or like pull, with your phone, pull up a QR code and it links to a video that shows the actual forging progression,
Yeah.
so that it's not just an abstract image. You can actually see, when I say forge on the bias, how that's actually manipulating the material. It's going to be a while to get all that stuff put together, but I think, oh, his microphone's shit out.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, that's great. That's a really good idea. I love that, and I'm muted. Fuck, my bad.
We missed all of Jerid's gems.
Yeah.
And so yeah, so I've just been working on that, and it this first one, like I said, everything that seemed like it could go wrong went wrong, and I'm sure there's more that could have gone wrong, and I'm glad it didn't.
But people will learn from,
Yeah,
the mistakes is what people are going to learn from
absolutely.
the most, right?
And it's hard to keep that in perspective, because in my mind, I want everything to go just like smooth and perfect. And then every time something goes sideways, I become flustered and frustrated, and I'm struggling, and it just seems like more stuff goes wrong. And but yeah, after the first, I think it was the first couple days, I was starting to get really frustrated, and I was like, wait a second, okay,
Yeah, and you're doing these on live streams, which is a big difference. You don't have the ability to edit, at least not
right,
right away.
Yeah,
yeah,
your for
yeah,
fuck's sakes come right out. Yeah. You
yeah,
don't get to edit those.
yeah. And when anytime I've taken a class or seen a forging demonstration or any kind of knife making demonstration, the times that I've learned the most are actually when things have gone sideways. Because
Yeah.
if things go perfectly smoothly, then you're like, cool, you just got to follow these steps and everything turns out great. And even if you fall, and I've forged lots of steel, and even with that background of experience, stuff still goes sideways. And so the trick is trying to figure out how to kind of pivot when those things don't go the way that you're wanting to go, or how to try to salvage. Like at one point, the steel started to like come apart, and so like trying to figure out how to salvage all of those things and keep it together. And I ended up forging out a great blade, and when there were a few points in the process where I'm like, this steel is about to become trash. And so hopefully, even though it was frustrating for me, I think, and I hope that people got a lot more value out of me fucking up left and right, rather than everything going smooth. And so,
Yeah.
yeah. So the idea with the live streams is that I live stream to get the video content, and then I'll be editing those down, because even though I'm
Yeah.
streaming for an hour and a half, I'm only doing like 8 minutes of work. And so there might be some nuggets in there. I got to go through everything. It's going to take some time to edit those down, process those. But um, for the most part, I'm just going to tidy it up to just like the most important parts, and probably do voiceover, just talking through what I'm actually doing. And um, yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm excited for it, and I appreciate the people that are already on the Patreon helping to support me in kind of getting this going, and also their patience as I kind of stumble along the way. Things will hopefully get smoother as I become more comfortable in front of the video and doing the live stream. But also, yeah, also just not getting ahead of myself.
So just to clarify, right now those live streams are only available for the Patreon members.
So I'm live streaming them publicly, but then I'm pulling the videos so that they're only available. The raw live streams will be archived on the Patreon, and then I'm going to be editing those videos, and those are also going to be available on the Patreon.
So you're
And
doing
I'm
like a
just making,
live on YouTube? Is that how that
yeah,
works?
live. That's the only way I can think to really do it. It's like the simplest
Okay.
way to do it.
So
Yeah.
if you catch the live stream, you'll get to see what you're doing, but then the
Yeah,
breakdown and the explanations and all that is strictly for
Yeah.
the
And,
Patreon at this
yeah,
time.
and you're going to re-edit these things and re-upload as a single video.
yeah,
Yeah.
yep. So I'll break
Nice.
them down to individual videos initially, just for sake of um, space, because I just have like a MacBook Air and it only has like 16 gigs of storage space on it.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, how the fuck am I gonna edit all of this when when I don't have that much room? Um,
Get yourself one of these. I have, sorry for the
you got an
loudness here.
external hard drive?
I have one of these. I have like 5 of these little zip drives.
Yeah, I just
They're,
saw at Costco they had like
Yep.
2 terabyte drives for like
that's what it is.
$50. I'm like, oh my god.
That's exactly what this is 2 terabytes. And
Yeah,
they're like, yeah, well, when I bought it, it was $80. And I have 4 of them. 2 of them always plugged into my machine. The best thing.
no, that's a really good idea, and I should actually probably just go get one of those
Yeah.
because I can foresee myself trying to do this weird dance of like only pulling down certain videos or enough because I'm playing with this limitation of storage
Yeah.
space when I should just
Get
put it
once
all
you
in the
get into
clip.
iMovie,
Yeah.
get 2 because you and I will talk about it at some point when you get
Sure.
into it because iMovie does some weird things.
Oh,
So
really?
we'll have a conversation about that
Oh
when you get
no,
into it.
that sounds a little it sounds a little deterring.
It's not. It's not. It's
Yeah.
just there's a cleanup phase you got to do every couple of months,
Oh,
and
okay.
you'll need another drive for that.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I tell you
That's
one
good.
thing. I think the most common positive comment I get about my Damascus videos is the graphic that I put in the corner that
Oh,
tells people
oh,
what's
nice.
happening
That's great. I'll
with
add
what
that.
I'm doing.
I'm gonna make a note right here, actually.
So I'll put a little graphic of okay, it's here's the just like your pattern, just like these patterns. Basically,
Yeah.
I'll put whatever I'm doing. I'll put
Step
this in the
pro.
corner.
Right.
Dude, but I really have to kind of highlight something I think as somebody that's newer to forging. I think that's the QR code when you're explaining something like, you're hitting
Yeah.
on the bias here, like
Right.
to actually be able to go to that QR code. And if that's what if you're trying to, if I'm understanding what you're describing, is you're going to do that, you'll get to a video of you actually, rotating the billet and
Yeah.
the forging pro. I think that's amazing content and value for whoever's trying to start, because a lot of times, people will that's something that newer people, I discourage this all the time, but don't ever shake your head yes when you have no idea what the fuck somebody's saying, right?
Right.
Like, oh, okay, yeah, Mareko's saying that, I have to say yes, right? Or Dennis is saying, just
No.
stop and say, I don't know what you're talking about,
Yeah.
because you're the only one that's going to suffer there, because they know what the fuck they're doing.
Sure.
So I think that's an incredible value for that, and a great
Well,
idea.
yeah, one of the reasons I've been wanting to do that is because anytime I do those walkthroughs, people are like, "Well, I'm not quite sure how this becomes that. Like, how's
Yeah.
that happening?" And then if you can show it visually, I know that people are going to go, "Oh, I get it now." Cuz it's
Yep.
just like because you're honestly from this phase to this phase, it's a kind of a jump. You don't see that manipulation, but if you can link to something that shows that manipulation, then you're like, "Right. I
Yeah,
got
Yeah.
as a student, when somebody's teaching, like, I always try to understand that they're explaining what they're doing now, but they're actually thinking 3 steps ahead. Like, this is just to get to this, next point, there's a couple steps of, that you have to get
sure.
through. And it's kind of hard to explain that too while the steel's hot and you're
Yeah."
just trying to hit it and go. And or you can be like me and just tap the anvil 500 times and let the heat go out.
Well, and I staunchly believe in no bad questions, and because the fact of any base of knowledge you don't know until you know. That's
Yeah.
just the fact
Yeah.
of it.
You
And
need to make
so
the mistakes too.
yeah, and I'll be the first person to be like, "What did you just say? What does that mean? I don't know what you're talking about." Like
Yeah.
I have no fear of doing that. And I don't know if it's a lack of ego or I'm just like I don't give a shit or I don't know what, but I'm just if I want to understand something and I don't know what somebody's saying, I will ask a question for sure. And there's plenty of stuff out there in the world that I'm just like, huh? What does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you a story. The first time that we really spent any time with you was at Maker Camp.
Right.
And Jerid and I were, um, we talked about this often, that the first time I ever saw rotary platen in use is when you used it.
Okay.
But I think neither one of Jerid and I were like, we didn't want to ask the question, why are you using the rotary platen? What is that helping? And it took me years before I
Years.
understood the real value of that rotary platen.
Mm,
And now I use it all the time. And
yeah.
I'm kicking myself for not asking the question
Oh,
back
yeah,
then,
sure.
why are you using a rotary platen?
Dude,
Yep.
the rotary platen is such a clutch tool for me in the shop,
Yeah.
especially for sculpting integrals. When it's like from the steel to the handle material, whatever the handle material is, it helps to keep it even. But even when I've done guards, like, and oh God, what did I do? One time I had like a huge gap between the spacer. Oh, this is what I did. I was sculpting I did one of those like what's his name? Eric Markman does these integral blades that go into a guard and then into the handle, right? So
That's
they have
interesting.
like the Ricasso is like an integral bolster, but then that goes into a guard and then that goes into the handle. And so I wanted that integral Ricasso to flow through that guard and straight into the handle. So I was shaping them together without the guard using the rotary platen to bridge that gap without any undercutting. And that's the only way that I think I could have done it, unless I was like using files very carefully or sanding sticks. And even
Hmm.
still, I probably would have messed it up. But the rotary platen is kind of like the unsung hero. Anytime I've done guards, I do almost all my sculpting and shaping on a rotary platen. Like I get the float in kind of curve underneath the lug and
You see, I've never used it for that, and now you got me curious. I use it mainly for putting the convex on the edge of the blade.
Sure. And honestly, most people do. They use it for a convex, or they if with a bat with like a flat platen backing, they help to get like, especially if they're doing some sort of flat grind on a buoy or a hunter. Um, they're using it to help get up to higher grits without.
Scratch removal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all about scratch removal and keeping facets and stuff like that. I use it for. I mean, you guys saw me doing the faceted handle
Yeah,
sculpting, and
Mm.
I love it for sculpting faceted handles.
yeah,
There are some places where you got to get into a slack belt, but a lot of it is done on the rotary platen. But by having that belt, that rubber belt backing your grinding belt, especially when you get at the higher grits where you're working with J flexes and stuff that will flex and like whatever flow around and
hmm,
curve on you and undercut severely, that having that backing of that belt really helps to prevent that from happening in a
yeah.
big way.
And since we're talking about the rotary platen,
Let's do
we
it.
should mention our sponsor, Ameribraid, and they do make I think the best rotary platen
It's
on
a
the
great
market.
rotary platen.
So get a rotary platen for your fastback 2x72, and if you don't have a fastback, why not go talk to the guys at Ameribraid? And while you're there, go check out the Hyperdisc, the amazing tool. Jerid's got one. I really think I should get one, but we'll see. We'll see how the
Yeah.
finances go. But go check out Ameribraid and tell Eric and Kevin the boys at Triple T sent you.
When I was at Maker Camp doing that demonstration with that rotary platen, that was an Ameribraid
It
rotary
Yep.
was,
platen
Yep.
yeah,
on the Broadbeck
Broadback
machine.
machine. Yeah.
But yeah, I really love their tensioning system. Like it's very smart. It's a very clever setup, and it's
So
very intuitive. I
I
feel
got
like.
a question on
All right, let's hear
on
it.
the tensioning.
Yeah.
Um, what loose gets you what and tight when you tighten the tension on there? Like, cause I have it whatever it came with right now, and
Okay.
I'm not sure what tightening will get me and what loosening that the tension on there.
I mean, you're adjusting the tension of that belt, and that, especially, I mean, I guess if whether you're running a 36 grit or a 400 grit, like that affects how much give that rubber belt backing on the rotary
Uh,
platen has, and so that affects how far into that slack area that you can actually push. So the looser it is, you can push it deeper in. You're going to get more curvature,
gotcha.
versus the
Okay.
tighter it is, you're going to get less curvature. I basically run mine as tight as I can all the time.
Okay.
I almost never use it. Actually, I have loosened them if I was like sharpening a friend's axe or something like that, or a cleaver where you want a lot more curvature. But other than that, I'm running my rotary platens as tight as possible. But the first one I ever had was the Beaumont Metalworks one. That was that I still use that thing from time to time, and it's like 12 years old.
Wow.
It's on its last legs. But yeah, I definitely have both the Ameribraid and the Beaumont, and but that Ameribraid one is a very nice, it's a very nice
Yeah.
platen or rotary
Very cool.
platen. Yeah, I
And
like it a
it's
lot.
got, I mainly use the hard platen,
Sure.
but I don't use the slack portions. But it's got two slack portions, right? A small one, a large one. So really, you don't need to loosen the belt. You just go to a bigger slack area, right?
Right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and it also I found that when it comes to tensioning the actual belt, I'll actually rotate it so I think the short gaps are at the top and the long gaps are towards the bottom, and that way I can open it up and I can shove really hard backward, and that will help get some really nice tension on there. If I ever get down there, I can show you really quick how I use it to sculpt a guard, because
Nice.
Yeah.
it's fucking nice. It comes out real nice.
Yeah. I'm doing guards all the time. So anything to
Yeah,
make that easier would be nice.
yeah,
For
Yeah.
sure.
oh, yeah.
So cool, cool. So what else you got in the hopper, Mareko? What are you working on?
So I'm making that knife. I got a couple knives on the workbench. One is I gotta get finished by the end of the month before, because it's a friend is giving it as a gift to another friend of his, and then I just got just normal work. But more than anything, I'm gonna be doing a lot more of this Damascus stuff, which honestly, like, it just makes sense. And you and I have talked about this, Dennis. Like,
Yeah.
it just makes sense. It's what I'm like. I'm good. I'm pretty damn good at making knives. Pretty damn good at sculpting handles. I'm pretty damn good at grinding blades. But what I'm exceptional at, um, is Damascus pattern design and development and reverse
Yeah.
engineering
And
and
the teaching
forging.
of it is what I think you should focus on. I think that's where
Yeah.
your future should be. But that's up to
Yeah.
you. But that's what
No.
I
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
love to see you do.
Yeah, and so I've been trying to also figure out, like, how do I parlay that? How do I blend my love for making Damascus with business? I
Yeah.
mean, I obviously you can make knives out of them, but I just want to keep making patterns. I have I wouldn't say hundreds of patterns. I have lots and lots of patterns. I have tons of notebooks full of patterns that I've never made, and I think there's still a lot of new processes, that can be developed for making particular patterns. And they don't. Some of them are complex. Others are pretty straightforward. It's just a matter of taking the time to do them. But I've out. Oh, gosh, the business of knife making and paying, or really paying bills, has taken the priority. And so I've been trying to figure out, or I guess transitioning my Patreon in this way, is to be able to afford to take the time to do that extra experimentation and taking video and developing, new patterns, new pattern approaches, and sharing some of the new techniques, and approaches that as far as I'm aware of, have pioneered. Like, actually, in this first video, I've developed a new tip welding process,
Mm.
um, and I, t- I hadn't seen anybody else do this approach, but I also don't have eyes on everything that's happening around the world. But talking to, like, Steve Schwarzer and JD Smith and other master smiths, and people who have been very, um, stay up to kind of date and have seen a lot of Damascus making over the years, especially those two old school guys, both of them saying they've never seen this approach. And so that was actually one of the first things I was planning on saving it for a later video, but shit, like I said, shit went sideways on this pattern that I was making. So I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm going to show it now.
Is that you call that the off square tip well?
Yeah, it's the off
Yeah.
square tip weld.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
looking at your sheet here.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. I haven't watched the whole live stream, but I'm gonna get on your
Trust me,
Patreon.
I tip my hat to anybody who does or can, because they're rough. And it's a slog, and a lot of a lot of the time in a forge and making steel is sitting around and waiting. So I've been trying to like answer questions, talk about what I'm doing, even though I'm probably not going to keep that portion of the content when I make
Sure. Yeah.
ultimately edit the videos down. I'm just trying to help keep it engaging and interesting for anybody who, even if it's just like 3 people that are watching, I feel
Yeah.
like this weird sense of responsibility to keeping things from being boring for anybody, especially if they're going to spend their time hanging out with me, basically.
Yeah. And I'm going to break for a sponsor here. If you don't want to make your own Damascus and you want to get some from a, a great source, you got to go check out Baker Forge and Tool. They got all the snazzy Damascus with copper and bronze and you name it. Go talk to Coy and the boys at Baker Forge. Use the discount code Triple T10. While you're there, load up your cart with some gator piss and all the varieties and the new gator skin, which is back in stock, which is the nano ceramic coating, which I put on all my knives now, at least on my carbon steel knives, before they leave the shop. So yeah, go check out Baker Forge and Tool, discount code Triple T10.
And this brand new stuff that I know what it is, and Dennis does not,
Uh,
and it is fantastic. And I can't. I really want to share this with our 6 people that are listening. You know, maybe 7
you
now.
want to
That
share that
they,
you know, and I
yeah.
don't, just that.
Well, yeah, but I'm not going to because it's so awesome to have something.
Koisa does a video that has 2 boxes, one addressed to me and one addressed to Jerid, and Jerid says he knows what's in them.
Well,
And
Oh.
Coy
it's
loves me more. I mean, it's just that simple. So, yeah, he wants to be in my will, not yours. That whole thing.
yeah,
So,
right.
but if you guys missed out, they had, and I hope you guys didn't, but they had an amazing, just like
Oh, the Labor Day
a
sale.
straight shit barn door barn burner sale over Labor Day where they discounted all kinds of stuff, and I hope that all of our people got to take advantage of that. I mean, they were some deep discounts, and they were continuing even after Labor Day. So, yeah, go check them out and TTT10 for 10% off your next purchase. Use the code. You guys so rich you don't want to save money? Use the damn code.
Uh, hey, Mareko, I got a question for you on Dubai.
Yeah.
So I've had this battle, I won't say battle, this mental struggle. I love doing Damascus patterns like you do.
Yeah.
But I've always, those 2 things I've struggled with, the whole, how much do you forge it at the end? But really
Mm.
we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But, I've done what I think is a great Damascus pattern, but I don't, this is something for you to think of on content. I don't want to release a video just on the Damascus pattern. Like I have done a whole Damascus pattern series
Oh yeah,
but
sure.
that's on pretty basic patterns.
Yeah.
But do I just release a video on the Damascus? Like, how do you really show it off? How do you showcase this brilliant Damascus, you know, unless you turn it into a knife and then the video gets, it's like, then I got to do complete knife build videos, which take
Sure.
forever because now I got to build the whole knife and the guard. And, I'm not doing, chef knives. I'm usually doing buoys or daggers or
Mhm.
something. So, that's question one. What you're going to be? How you intend to showcase, like show off the end Damascus?
Yeah. So yeah, I think they do have to be forged into blades
Okay.
for them to really display how the pattern opens up into the knife, and the considerations that go into how far do you reduce the bar down, uh, to so that the pattern represents in the finished blade the number of times you want it to look like in the blade. What happens if you only do 5 tiles versus even 8 tiles? Like the difference in how that pattern stretches out, really, it can be affected by that. That's definitely something that I do plan on approaching in some of the content that I'm going to be making. Um, but yeah, I think it does have to be forged into a knife so that people, not only are you making a cool bar, but you can see what that pattern becomes. And honestly, part of it too for me, in finish, at least forging a blade and heat treating and probably at least grinding a blade, is so that I can have like a nice cover photo or as well as photo content for the book of not only is this like the recipe for how to make this pattern, but then this is a potential finished product.
Yeah.
And then, and of course, from blade shape to blade shape, or even like from a chef's knife to a bowie, or even like a little hunter, it's going to present differently. And so also figuring that out and figuring out how to scale it down or scale it up, depending on how you want it to present, is all part of playing this game of making steel for sure. And when it comes to how far to forge it, I think that honestly comes down to you and what you want to achieve. Again, in regards to how the pattern presents in the finished piece, I for a long time I was chasing forging a blade as close to finish, or I guess heat treating dimension as possible. So I would heat treat as forged. Um, but something that definitely happens is that as the pattern gets stretched out, say you accidentally account for too much material, you're like, well, I was planning on making a 8-inch buoy, let's make a 10-inch buoy now. But if you only have 5 tiles in it, that presents differently in an 8-inch knife versus a 10-inch knife. Even just
Mhm.
that couple, I mean, I say it like it's not that much, but a couple inches is a lot of extra length, and that's a lot of extra stretch, and that stretch
Ayo,
distorts
ayo.
distorts the pattern, sometimes in ways that are unexpected. And
Yeah.
so I think it's about developing skills, for a maker. It's about developing skills, knowledge, and understanding so that you can make informed decisions as in regards to, do I want that tip to be really stretched because that's part of the aesthetic of the pattern, or do I want to just and that would probably then have you forging closer to maybe a heat treating dimension, so maybe a 16th of an inch out at the tip or something like that, or an eighth of an inch? Or do you dial it back, account for more material, and then only forge to profile, so the blade is still maybe around a quarter of an inch thick, and it feels like you're wasting a lot of material. And that's part of the reason I hate wasting material. But at a certain point, I was finding I was over distorting the patterns by stretching too little material too far. And so I'm like, okay, I need to make a thoughtful choice in regards to how I actually want this pattern to present in the finished piece, rather than just conserving material, because sometimes it just looks like a fucking mess and it doesn't look the way you want it to look.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably, I'd say I'm at least at the intermediate level of doing Damascus, but the things that I've struggled with on some patterns is not taking into account
Yeah.
the distortion of stretching it out at the end. Or I Jared and I did it was a pretty simple pattern. It was your basic basket weave, which we then split like a feather,
Yep.
but then I drew it out so much that you couldn't even. It ended up looking really cool, but it didn't look anything like I intended.
Right.
Yeah, I think there's something to be said for like being purposeful about the end result, right? I
Yeah,
think in that allows you to have a repeatable process if you
Sure.
have that understanding. Because if you don't, then you luck into something cool like somebody like I would do, right? Like if 9 times
Yeah.
out of 10, if I have a Damascus that I've tried to make and I get it going into a knife, it's going to be like, oh, that came out great. Can you do it again? Probably not, right? I don't have
I don't know
the
how it happened in
understanding.
the first place.
Yeah, exactly.
happy
It's
accidents.
it's a
Yeah.
one of a kind, guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and something I remember hearing people say all the time is that, like, oh, I just let the steel speak to me, and and I'm just like, what you're talking about is a lack of control.
Yeah.
uh,
That
Flying by
tells
the
me
seat of
that,
your pants.
yeah, it's a lack of control. And I think sometimes that plays out, and you just want to experiment and twist and ladder and do all kinds of things to a bar of steel. But at the same time, like, and that can be fun in its own right, if you're, especially if you're just like, I don't know what this does to a pattern, let's try it out. But um I like controlled chaos, so my patterns definitely have a lot more of an organic feel to them. But that is all very intentional. I can do kind of the more organized geometric stuff, like
Abstract.
what
Yeah.
Salem Straub is a great example of very organized, very interesting patterns, but also very organized. I could definitely do that. But it doesn't always appeal to me. There are definitely incidences where like I'm all about it, but most of my patterns are I'm trying to create an organic, natural, one of a kind kind of aesthetic that doesn't look like it was just kind of stamped out. And But again, I think it just depends on the particular project and what I'm ultimately trying to accomplish. And sometimes I want that, sometimes I don't.
Yep, good stuff. We should talk about where you can get some of these awesome knife making tools and supplies. You should go to Maritime Knife Supply, get all of your knife making needs handled by Mr. Lawrence Lake, whether it's abrasives, equipment, folding knife parts, thanks to yours truly, and all kinds of stuff. um, Go to Maritime Knife Supply, and Lawrence will get you set up for everything that you need. He's up in Canada, but will ship down to the U.S. real quick. So go check him out, Maritime
Real
Knife
quick,
Supply.
yeah,
Real quick, like.
yeah. And you might get a candy or something
Yeah.
super special, or
Maritime Knife Supply branded.
Yeah, Maritime Knife Supply peppermint. Yeah.
I enjoy that. I enjoy having one of those every time I put my stuff away.
I love Maritime Knife Supply so much that I just actually wrote a review on the shop app and just explaining
Really?
my endearing support and love for the quality and the fast shipping that I always receive from Lawrence over at Maritime Knife Supply. So if you guys have the opportunity, take a second, give them a good review on whatever medium you're using to get that stuff. So and thank you for the special gift there, Mr. Lake. I do appreciate it. I had a couple extra peppermint packs in mine, so it was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, it was nice and spicy.
I'm going to miss not seeing Lawrence at Maker Camp this year. That's usually our time to hang out.
Yeah, this is the Maker Count Dropout fucking episode.
Oh yeah, we're the dropout. I mean, I would have gone. They just didn't want me.
Yeah.
They're like, nah, we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yes.
I'll be sad to not see Lauren. I'll be sad to see a lot of people, not to see a lot of people.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's been a fantastic time every time we've been out there, but
yeah,
it's not in the cards this year.
Yeah, not in the cards. I definitely look forward to hopefully going back sometime in the future, but yeah, not right now.
I just got too much going on. I'll tell you, yesterday, what's the name? Yeah, yesterday, Parker officially enlisted in the Navy. So
awesome.
His MEPS is, which is like their, I forget what MEPS stands for. His physical and all his actual tests and all that is Thursday, and he'll be headed out beginning of October.
Oh, wow. That quick, huh?
For basic, yeah.
Holy smokes, that's wild.
Yeah, that's crazy. Can't believe it. So
that's exciting, man.
Yeah,
I didn't realize he was old enough to do that now.
He's 20, just turned 20.
Shit. God,
yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah,
it is.
And when I went to, because we've been talking to the recruiter for a couple different times we've been there, and the Navy recruiter is right beside the Marine recruiter, and of course they're connected because Navy used to be part of the, Marines used to be part of the Navy. So I did bring the sword over for those guys to take a look, and they were very impressed. They loved it.
Very cool.
So that was cool. Have a couple Marines review it and give it the thumbs up. So that was cool.
Nice. I did get to check out. I started watching some of the challenge videos, and I was the one I'm currently watching right now was Huber's.
Oh yeah,
dude, that's
entertaining video.
It was The one time he started talking in the wrong direction and looked back at the camera, I was dying. I was
funny. He's funny.
So simple and kind of like. But I don't know. It was great. Then he had the camera was switching as he was hitting it on the power hammer and stuff. So I'm excited to check out the rest of them.
That's Martin Huber.
Yeah, Martin Huber. Yeah,
I got to meet him at Blade Show, and I've met him before, but I actually got to spend some quality time with him at Blade Show this year in Atlanta. It was really cool to get to know him a bit better. And I think at the end of we ended up going back to
Trey's place, right?
Over at Trey's place.
Yeah.
Trey Hill, Third Hill Customs on Instagram. And we went over to Trey's, and by the end of one night, we were just all sitting on Spotify connected to the speaker and pulling up different songs and stuff like that. Oh, it was great.
Feet in the pool.
Yep, feet in the pool. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
I
good.
actually spoke to Trey today
Oh,
Oh,
killer.
because
Dude, he's such a good guy.
you were looking for a host, huh? No.
no, I was not. No, I sent him because when I had him on after Blade Show, and one of the topics we talked about is we thought it'd be funny to get all these makers together, and we're always making fun of the Balisong kids, to get all these makers together and actually
Oh,
make
that's right.
Balisong knives and have a little bally
Oh,
competition.
yeah.
Like, how funny would it be to see like Schwarzer try to
Bally boys.
not to
I
pick on just him, but
I like that idea.
I think he'd
Yeah.
do great.
I hope that our community would be cool enough to
Yeah.
try that stuff, especially with all the bad rap they get, from
right. So
That'd be cool.
after this, I sent Trey the video of my Balisong that I had just finished today.
Nice.
So
You got really good at swinging that thing around. I saw on a YouTube short or something like that.
yeah, right.
Does it have an edge on that thing?
There isn't yet, but
It does look pokey.
Whoever buys it will get the option of having it sharp. But these are deceptively hard to make. Like, kudos to anyone who can make these.
Sure.
The tolerances on these are like harder than your typical folder.
That's interesting. Does it have a lock at the bottom of the handle?
I chose not to put a lock on this
Okay.
one, and if you talk to some of the Balisong kids, they're like 50-50 split whether they like the lock or they don't.
Oh, interesting.
Because I mean, I'm learning as I go here, but the lock will fly around and it affects how it actually works. So a lot of them
Throws off
don't
the
like
balance.
the lock on it.
Yeah.
Throws off the flippy.
Throws off the flippy.
It catches on their bracelets.
Yeah. So I sent the video to Trey saying, "Hey, look,
Nice.
the gauntlet has been thrown."
I have a design. I have a design actually for several different folding knives. I've never made a folding knife in my life.
Really?
Yeah, I have a design I have several friction folder designs, a couple folder cross lock folder designs, and I have a Balisong design, but it's because I'm a mushroom forager. So basically, the idea is to make like, oh man, I'm afraid to say it out loud, but I got scared all of a sudden. But to make like a Balisong, but more like a Leatherman in a way,
Okay. Yeah.
but with a blade inside, a forager's blade instead of the pliers. But then I was looking at the state laws and trying to figure out, because Balisongs are illegal in Washington State,
They're
and
illegal
so
here too.
I was looking at the definition, and part of the definition is that it has a locking mechanism of some sort. I'm like, okay, well, I'll just not have a locking mechanism, and it shouldn't fit the definition. But
Yeah,
I think if it,
but is it illegal to own or illegal to carry?
Oh, yeah, it's probably illegal to carry.
Yeah, because you can order them here in California, and they'll ship them to you, even the sharpened ones. But
Sure.
you're not supposed to carry them around. I think they're illegal if you get caught with it.
Yeah, our stilettos are out the fronts, also illegal.
Same. Any auto is illegal in California to carry.
Yeah, Washington too.
No, if it's under 2 inches, you can carry it. You can have an auto.
Oh, you're set
in
there.
California.
You're packing 2 inches all the day.
Yeah, that's
All
all.
day
Yeah.
long.
Well, I tell them it's bigger, but
Well, you said folders. Well, actually, we got Brent and Jerid. Well, Jared's already here, but Brent Baldman is coming over, wherever he's from, coming from Florida for a visit on Thursday, and I'm taking these guys through a folder course.
Oh, nice.
So they're guinea pigs for my folder course.
What's Brent's Instagram handle? You said Brent Boldman?
No,
Baldman.
Baldman.
I'm pretty sure you've met Brent before.
Yeah.
I must have.
But yeah, we'll be making folders.
He's the yo. Yeah, I'm so stoked. It's like he's almost here already.
Yeah.
Killer.
I cut out the blades. You're going to be using CPM 154.
Isn't that stuff like hard?
Yeah. I didn't have an ABL that was thin enough, and I didn't want to grind it down, so you're using CPM.
Oh, I got a shit ton of thin ABL.
Yeah, but I wanted it done today, so
yeah, that's true.
I cut your blades out.
What part of California are you guys in again?
Bay Area.
Bay Area. Yeah.
All right.
East Bay.
East Bay. Nice.
So
Yep.
I had a thought regarding when you were the earlier question about the Damascus and how far to forge it. You guys have both heard me talk about the Damascus math, right? Or
Mhm.
Yep.
blade math
Yep.
Yep.
for figuring out the amount of material. So that's another useful, simple little mathematical equation that can help to figure out if you want a certain size knife, but you're only going to forge it, say, to profile, then that can help you to account for the right amount of material so that once you hit that profile, that particular size, you just stop. And it'll help to preserve the material rather than underestimating your material and then having to stretch it and accidentally or unnecessarily distort the pattern by stretching it too far. Or vice versa. If you want it to have that stretch, then you account for less material and then you forge it farther.
Yeah. And I've even had some, like, the tooling changes things too, because
Oh, sure.
having the rolling mill that's only going to stretch it in one direction, I've
Oh, yeah.
I've had to take account for that, especially over like
Sure.
using a press. Um, especially like because I'm doing the final thinning of the billet
Right.
um, before I'm going to make the pattern, and it's going to stretch only in one direction, and I have to account for that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a
And I've
good point.
actually come up with a little Damascus tile calculator for
Oh, yeah.
thickness of tiles and size of tiles based on how what you're going to use, whether you're using a press or whether you're using a like a rolling mill that's only going to stretch in one direction,
Mm-hmm.
which I know folks have downloaded off my website before, but
Nice.
just a little free calculator thing for them to
Hell
use.
yeah. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, but fun stuff. So hopefully you're going to be able to come down in the fall there, Mareko, and we'll
Yeah.
do something cool together. I've got some ideas, some things we talked about when I was down at up at your place.
Yeah.
Um, I really want to get that in a video that we can talk about.
Hell yeah. No, I think that'll be super fun.
Yeah,
And yeah, what is it? It's the talking about or we're talking about doing some gradient stuff,
yeah,
playing with the gradients.
yes,
Yeah. And actually part of what I'm doing with some of this Damascus play or this content that I'm making is I'm basically kind of going back through my Damascus design, like all my past pattern welded Wednesdays and stuff, and I'm making the same patterns, but I'm playing with using the gradient in those patterns
yeah,
to affect um, the kind of the sense of depth and blending and shading that is created. And I've only done it on a couple knives, but Gabe Fletcher of Anchorage Forge, he is really taken it, um, and that's basically all he does. Or it's not all he does, but he uses it quite a bit in his elements to create that really nice kind of blending and
yeah,
shading effect, and it's very effective.
yeah. I almost call it the undulating pattern, just
Mm,
the
yeah,
way that it, you really get this undulating depth to it when you do the gradients, and
yeah,
that's what I think. Once there's a few videos out there on the possibilities and the way
yeah,
it can be used, I think
It'll
we're
be
gonna
all the
see
rave.
we're
Yeah.
gonna see a next wave, is
yeah,
what
Yeah.
I've been saying. Like, we're gonna
yeah,
see another wave of people exploring and doing different things with it.
for sure. I mean, even I
Mosaic
mean, like,
2.2.
yeah, exactly. Well, even me, like, I'm wanting to go back through basically and remake a lot of my patterns that I've made before, but with, like I said, with by adding some of this gradient as an aspect of the overall element and pattern. Nothing that's really like too massive. Some of it'll be really fine detailed, and some of it will be a bit bolder. But I think just the overall effect, like we're saying, that it creates is fucking really cool. It's
Yeah,
really nice.
I was looking at the your double helix pattern, which I really
Oh
want to
yeah,
try. That one would be really cool to put some kind of gradient inside the helix,
yeah,
or the dark pattern on the outside. Like
yeah.
that would look really cool.
Now that is a pattern. Just as a side note, that benefits from being forged under a press rather than a rolling mill. If you
Yeah,
reduce it on the rolling mill, you're not going to get the kind of the squeeze out the side in all directions that you would get under a press or a power hammer.
Yeah.
Or a two bastards fat peen. You know what I'm
Good
saying?
segue.
Yeah. If you want to
Tell me
spread
about
some
it.
shit around, you got to go check out Frank and Nita over at
Yes,
Two
and
Bastards
those
Hammer and
peas.
Supply. Not Supply, Smithy and Supply, where you can go get all the peens available, the cross peen, the straight, diagonal, curvy peen, every kind of peen you need. You'd be on the scene with the fat peen. Because like we always say, ain't it grand to have a fat peen in your hand?
Yes, it is.
Isn't it grand?
Yes.
And if you're gonna make a knife, what are you gonna put on the scales there, Jerid?
I'm going to lather it up with pelican paste. Because I'm gonna go check out my boy Travis Haynes at Pelican Paste. He's got all the hard wax, soft wax, Pelican oil, hand solved soap, and the exclusive butternut cast iron seasoning. So if you're into all of that waxy waxers and stuff, go check it out and use the discount code T10 for 10% off.
Oh yeah.
And tell them the boys at Triple T said, "What's up?" You
What's
get him with the
up?
sick voice. "What's up, girl?"
What's up?
Your Barry White voice.
"What's up? My name is Optimus Prime." I don't have no problem doing it now.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, why don't we do some maker spotlights?
Oh,
Sure.
All right. So I actually had a guy reach out to me last week, and that is I'm for some reason I'm spacing on his first Daniel. It's either Daniel or David. um, I'm doing a terrible job at this.
You're doing the Jerid right now.
I
This is
know, I know.
cool.
It is Daniel. Yes, Daniel Keown from Keown Fine Folders reached out to me and asking about a collaboration, and he actually won Best Slip Joint in Atlanta,
nice.
which is the slip joint cartel. There's some big names and big guys in there. So he won Best Slip Joint at Blade Show, and reached out and asked if we could do a collaboration and I could supply some Damascus. So I thought that was a cool idea. And one of my goals this year was to do some more collaborations and some more training. So yeah, I said absolutely. So I'm going to be sending him some steel. He's going to be making a slip joint out of it.
Wait, who's that
So
again?
what's that?
Who's the maker again?
It's so his Instagram is Keown, Keown. So Keown _ fine _ folders. So
Nice.
Keown Fine Folders, and it's Daniel Keown. I could
Nice.
be butchering his last name, but Keown, Keown sounds right to me. I'm sure he'll correct me if it's wrong. But go check him out. He's got some just incredible folders. Just slip joints are, I think, one of the hardest folders to get right. They're just so finicky. I've made one slip joint and they are very challenging. But go check him out and give him some love. He's got 3,700, just over 3,700 followers. So go check him out.
Oh, yeah.
Jerid, who do you have?
Hold on. I'm freaking pulling a me for real. There we go. I have somebody that actually, when I first started getting into knives, this was the end all be all knife maker for me. And that's Frankie Blades at Tactical Pterodactyl Knives. He has this galaxy finish stonewash, like just there's this particular finish that he has on his knives that I have 3 or 4 of them. I bought, this is like the first big knife purchase that I made. But he makes just amazing fixed blades. I totally dig the whole vibe of his styles. And he's got, and that's tactical _ pterodactyl _ knives. He's got 59.3 5,000 followers,
Wow.
so he's doing pretty good. He's like the first guy that was doing drops that I was introduced to. That was doing drops and selling out, and you couldn't, if you were a minute late, you were not getting them. But just fantastic work, and really kind of set me on my way of wanting to try to make knives, because it all started with the EDC folders, and then ultimately these fixed blade things. But so if you're not following him, make sure you go check him
I
out.
am now.
Yeah, really awesome stuff, and I can't believe I haven't shouted him out already. But yeah, that's who I got.
Nice.
Cool
Well,
stuff.
I got Enceladus knife or cutlery. So Enceladus spelled ENCELADUS _ cutlery. That's my buddy Evan Davis. He's only got 473 followers. He was at Blade Show actually this year. He was
He's
holding the
local
table.
to us.
Yeah, he's close to you guys.
Yeah,
And
Spell it
he's
again.
a
EN.
ENCELADUS _ cutlery. Evan
yeah.
Davis.
He's a dude from Santa Cruz.
Yeah, he's down
Oh,
in Santa
okay.
Cruz.
Yeah, he gave us shirts and stuff.
Yeah, his shirts are fucking rad, by the way.
Yeah,
They're
they
so
are.
good. But yeah, he's doing really good work. He's especially as a chef's knife maker, and I'm sure you guys know from making chef's knives, like hitting geometry is tricky because chef's knives. I think unfortunately a lot of people just see a chef's knife as a knife that's in the kitchen, that's just used in the kitchen, but they're actually highly nuanced, and he's doing a really great job hitting those. But I really love his handle work; is super nice. He's got like this really, it's kind of like a old century modern kind of look. The knives that he had at Blade Show this year, in regards to the kind of the blade furniture, like the handle material and how he puts them together and everything. It's really nice, and he's a good dude. He roasts his own coffee. He's not far from you guys. I'd love to get down and work with him and hang out. But yeah, he's doing some really good work and could use some follows and helping to get his work out there into the world. But yeah,
Yeah, that's a good one, Mareko. I actually was very close to reaching out to him when I was doing that glamping thing,
oh
moon
yeah, sure.
charging. A couple, what was that, on my birthday when my wife and I went up and stayed in the Santa Cruz
Oh nice.
mountains.
Yeah, yeah. Oh dude, the
But
mountains
we
up
were,
there are beautiful.
yeah, it's good stuff. But I just couldn't. We were in between a bunch of stuff, and I couldn't carve out some time. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, good dude, great work, and that handle. I'm looking at. If you're looking at his thing, it's Dennis. It's like the ninth
Yeah.
one,
Yeah, I
or
see.
in the third. That is just some bitchin' stuff. I haven't seen that before.
it's really nice.
Yeah,
It basically has like this flip tang look, but the it's based. I think it's paper ivory, with I think it looks like some sort of like sapplewood or something like that. But it's so the sapplewood is what would be kind of the integral bolster if it was an integral, but then it's got then that sapplewood goes all the way down around the handle like a flip tang, and then the ivory, the paper ivory, whatever, micarta, um, it's a museum fit up, so it's just slightly
Oh,
proud,
that's
and
cool.
it's nice, and it's a very subtle. And he did a really nice job. I think a lot of people, unfortunately, when they do the museum fit up, they do sometimes a little bit too big of a step. But his was really nice. It was like maybe a 32nd of an inch, and just that little bit, I think, shows a lot of care for detail, creating that effect, which is a pain in the ass to do in the first place. But then to keep it tight like that is also pretty tricky. And he did. I think he did a great job.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love the one below it too. The full tang below it. The
Yeah.
shape on that one is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was a good dude. I remember. Um, yeah, I was spacing on the name, but once I saw the shirt is what really kept me off because he gave us some of those shirts.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
damn it, I've been muted again. I was saying the I got the long sleeve shirt, so I haven't actually worn it yet. Waiting for it to cool down a little bit.
Oh yeah.
But I
Sure.
was just seeing he's got not only his geometry is locked in, but he obviously knows how to heat treat his knives as well, because he's got that top notch even heat kiln in the back. And if you're looking for an oven to heat treat all your blades with. I go check out Spencer and the crew over at Even Heat Kilns. Even Heat is a family-owned and operated company since 1948, building the highest quality knife heat treat ovens available. You can also, if you're in Hoth, the Canada region, up in the frigid coldness, you can go check out Lawrence, who's a supplier of them as well.
I was like,
So
Hoth. What
yeah,
the are you
yeah,
talking about?
Hothia, over there in the cold lands, eh? But yeah, Even Heat Kilns, get it, get it right.
Yeah, and just to finish off our sponsors here, if you're looking for
Don't butcher
handle,
it.
what's that?
Don't butcher it.
Don't butcher it. No,
I
I
want a
will
perfect
now.
read. I want a perfect read right now. No pressure.
Hey, Matt likes me more than you, so shut up.
Yeah, that's we want because he thinks you're richer. That's all. He doesn't know I got that cartel money.
Oh, right,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah.
If you need handle material and you want something super grippy and that looks really cool, go check out Grip Tech Composites. Um, and the IG is Grip Tech Official, and the product is Grip X. So go check out really cool material. Um, they've got the Grip X 3D, the limitless color. Rubber for higher finishes. It just finishes up really great. Looks amazing on segmented handles as well. So go get yourself some Grip X. Use the discount code T10 for 10% off. And tell them I sent you, not Jerid.
Yeah, hit him with the grip. Hit him with the Denis grip. Yeah. Right on.
Oh man. Well, boys, are we at the end? Do we need to let
What did you
Jerid go
do
to
this?
bed?
Well, yeah, I dropped the NyQuil, so
Oh, okay.
I'm about
You the
get my
fuse
head.
is lit.
I'm about. I'm gonna. You start hearing some noises on the mic. It's me falling asleep. No,
Well,
Dennis, what did you, so you're gonna release the Bala song for the Triple T
yeah, I'm
or
gonna release the Battle Song video for the Triple T as like the fourth video in the series, but then Saturday I'm gonna release the full build video, um, a much edited version without all of the or as much of the talking and the in depth stuff. The only downside, like you'd think, oh yeah, Balisong knives, they'll be really popular for people to what actually making one. You're at the mill for like 80% of the time,
Oh,
like just
I'm out right
milling.
there. I don't even have a mill.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you can make them without a mill, but
Okay.
the construction that I did, you could not do without a mill because I did the. These are not sandwiched; these are channeled.
Oh, I was wondering about that
So the
actually.
channel has to be like absolutely precise to like a thousandth of an inch, or like looking back, it was a stupid idea. I should have done the sandwich one because they'd be easier. But anyway, the full build video will be up on Saturday if you want to watch that. And I felt very productive this week. I finished that. I finished this chef knife that I decided to do a blackout finish on.
Yeah. Oh,
Look at that.
nice?
damn.
Well, that's shiny.
I
Is
know,
that with
right?
is that brass or bronze?
It's brass. Yeah. And
Nice.
this was just when I was teaching a 1 day class, and I always forge a knife during that class. So I
Yeah.
figured I'll finish it off and
Oh, that's great.
throw it up on the website. And I don't often now, unless it's demand, I don't do carbon steel chef knives very often. So
Sure.
hence I figured I'd coffee the fuck out of it.
What steel was it?
It's 1084.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah. But like I said, I don't often do the carbon steel knives, and so like chef knives. I mean, so
Yeah.
it'll go up
Okay.
on the site. But yeah, I felt pretty pretty productive this week, and I also got the this copper one that will go up. I was gonna do that video this weekend, but I figured I will do the
Is that a
this.
knife case?
I will do it the next weekend. This guy.
Dang. Oh
I'm
yeah.
happy how you guys will see this. The you audience will see this week, especially this cool handle material, which I love,
Oh, it's beautiful.
which is the Aphazelia xylate,
Oh yeah.
which is like the weirdest handle material name ever.
The
But
what? One more again?
it's called Aphazelia xylate.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of an azalea? Like the You've never heard of an azalea?
Mm-mm.
Is it the same as the flower, like the tree that makes the flower?
I never even connected that
Yeah, I
because
don't.
it's got an F in it. I
It does
didn't.
have an F in it, but I've never heard the F pronounced. It's always azalea.
Oh yeah, I
Oh.
mean, I know all about it. My bad. What am I talking about? Of course. Yeah.
I know about azaleas. Come on, I know all about them.
Back to Jerid's previous thing of
exactly.
My backyard's full.
Dude doesn't know that.
So that makes way more sense. So I've just been saying it wrong the whole time.
I mean, I don't think it's incorrect. It's just I think it's not commonly pronounced.
Azalea makes way more sense, but I don't know what the xylay at the end, like the second word, the XYLAY.
It's probably the Latin name for the
I don't know, but it's really cool. It is like I think it's one of the coolest woods I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, it's
just
nice.
Almost like a gator skin pattern on it. But anyway, that'll be up next weekend, and that'll include the whole doing the guard and handle class at Jason's at North Star Forge.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
So there'll be a lot of footage of that, and the trip up to Minnesota for the Midwest Hammer In that I know you did last year.
I did do that last year. Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah.
Nice. So. Yeah, and everybody we still got the rest of this week to get our votes in for the military challenge.
That's right. Voting will end Saturday, so get your votes in. We will be announcing the winner next week on the podcast, so get your votes in.
Very cool.
And it reminds me, I got to go vote myself.
Yeah.
For yourself or
no, as in vote. Vote. Well, yeah, maybe I will. No, vote for the judge, and then vote for the judge winner and the viewer winners. There was a lot of viewer entries. We got 28 viewer entries this time around for the military challenge. Some really cool builds. A couple of trench knives, couple of gladiuses. Yeah, we got some really cool ones. So looking forward for you guys seeing that in the winner announce video that will go up next week. Next Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, whenever it is, I'll do the winner announce video. But if you want the preview, listen to the Triple T podcast next week, and you'll hear the winners.
Nice.
And the winner is
not
Denis. Yes.
I don't think I'm winning this one. I can see the voting, and I'm not in first.
Oh, that's gotta suck. You never said that when you were winning.
There's still the judge votes, so we'll see. I'm not a judge this time around. I'm competing, so we'll see how things go.
All right. Well, that's good. Spread it around, Denis. Let some of the commenters.
The commenters. Oh my God.
Well, you got to understand. See, Denis is a highly competitive individual, so he kind of tries to, in his mind, he'll surround himself by.
But there's some big guns in this one.
Yeah, there is definitely.
Yeah, Jaco Vanden Brunhoist is in there. He's amazing. Smith, you know him?
Not off the top of
JVB Knives.
JVB.
He's up in Canada.
Okay. I'll have to pull him up. Yeah,
he does some amazing knives.
Oh yeah. I've seen his work. Yeah.
So he's in the challenge. Martin's in the challenge. Some of our regular guys like Blackbeard Projects and Rivers Experience. There's a whole bunch of guys in it. It's great watching.
Yeah, great makers always have great builds and good videos. So get your binge on, folks. Get your binge on.
That's right. Nice. Go watch them and go vote.
Yep.
All right, man. Mareko, where can everybody reach you?
You can come find me on Instagram at Maumasi Fire Arts. Maumasi is spelled Maumasi. Fire Arts on Instagram. On my Instagram, also the links, you can find my Patreon if anybody's interested in joining in and helping support the development of this book and the content that is going to be the companion content to the book. I'm also on top of that. Um, like I said, I was kind of restructuring the Patreon, and so I'm making a lot of digital drawings available. The finished pen drawings like the ones you guys have, as well as sketches and stuff that I do during either during the live streams or during past Q&As. And I'm going to actually be doing some steel giveaways as well. Just little
nice.
chunky chunks, some nice little curiosity pieces for folks. I think it'll be
Nice.
fun.
I remember being in your shop and just seeing like drawers and drawers of knives that you haven't finished. And I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, why haven't you finished? Some of these patterns
Because
are
my favorite,
incredible.
some of
My man.
my favorite part is making the steel and forging the blade.
Yeah.
And then after that, I'm like, I want to be done.
That's Zen Master Jedi Jeriding right there.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot of them. There's a lot
You're
laying
familiar
around.
with the term Jeriding? That's
No, enlighten me.
that's my buddy Jerid here is the king of getting halfway through a knife, throwing it on the table, and starting something new. So it's coined.
Profiling,
It's a verb
forging.
now.
Yeah, it's a thing. Yeah, I don't. I'm with you. I just the there's a lot of cooler parts than others in making, and sometimes finishing isn't on the top of my list.
Right.
So,
Well, and I think I mean I still got to sell knives to run the
so
business and pay the
kind of,
bills.
I got a question. Like, how,
Oh
so
yeah.
you're making. You're talking about all expanding and the business and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
how often are you like making like are your production like are you steadily
Mm,
like and I don't want to get too into it, but I mean like is it
yeah.
you're just always got something cooking and
I
orders
mean, I
coming
got
or
a lot of stuff kind of floating around in the shop, but I've had a lot of changes happening in my life lately, and just struggling with stress and stuff like that. And so it's actually been very difficult to be productive in the shop. And so this actually part of doing this content has been a way to mix up kind of um I guess the burnout I've been feeling over. I mean, I've been making knives for 15 years now, going on 16 years,
right,
and I've kind of been making the same style chef's knives for 12 of those 15 years. And so making this content, or actually, let me back up. For a long time I've been like, man, I wish there was like a think tank somewhere where I was just paid to make cool patterns and develop new techniques and approaches and stuff. And I'm like, well, wait a second, why can't I just do that myself and do that through like the Patreon, through the support of the people in the Patreon? And I'm like, fuck, this would be cool because I could do that. I can kind of like scratch that itch while also helping other makers um understand just a different way of looking at pattern design and pattern
mm,
developing and Damascus forging and blade forging. Um, and then once I make the pattern and make a blade out pattern, then the goal is to um, then finish that knife, sell the knife, and then move on to the next pattern. Potentially, what I'm thinking about trying to start selling some of my steel because I honestly like I'm so my brain thrives on novelty. So I come up with a new pattern design and pattern idea. I make it, I forge it into a blade to see what it looks like in a blade shape. I'm like, cool. All right, let's move on.
yeah,
Just do another. And so I'll make a knife usually out of that steel, and then that steel just sits around on shelves. And so part of me needs to unload because otherwise the steel, I'm probably never going to make knives out of this the rest of the steel laying around. So
right,
I'm trying to figure out other, I guess, avenues and ways for earning an income that isn't just knife making, but by making really cool mosaic steel for people and selling that and making that available to blade forgers or stock removal makers and stuff like that. And but I've been needing to mix it up for a long time. And again, like where I really thrive is kind of the problem solving and of pattern making. And like I have some patterns where I've been kind of like slowly ticking away at them because I don't know how to make them, but I think they can be made. It's just a question of how. And
right,
so um,
And
also
that's really
kind of developing some of those.
the best scaling of your time,
Yeah.
like time and money, is to do content and training, in my opinion. Like,
Sure.
you can only making knives is hard on the body. You can only make so many knives, but making content and then training people with that content,
Yeah.
that scales really well. And
Well, there's a lot of great chef knife makers out there these days, for sure.
Yeah.
Um, and so I'm like, well, I mean, I think there's still demand for my work, but at the same time, for my own, I guess, brain, I guess, and being able to operate in the world and be able to still want to do this work, I need to do something else.
It's just you're describing like the evolution of your journey, right? I mean, you've crested into something else,
Yeah.
and that something else just happens to be something that is going to benefit, our community in a manner that
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think we're all excited for. So we appreciate you kind of having to go through the tough time to get to this point to potentially, let out and share, and also
Yeah.
kind of diversify your business portfolio too.
For sure. Well, and I think part of it, I mean, originally when I started doing the Pattern World of Wednesdays, I realized that I'm only one perspective. And part of me sharing them was kind of me coming from a selfish point of view where I was curious to see what other people would do with these patterns. So kind of creating this feedback loop almost in a way. But I also get a lot of people still who are like, aren't you worried that you're just giving all your secrets away? And I'm like, no, like for me, pattern designs is endless.
yeah,
Um, Even with if you used one specific order of operations, you even just changing the starting stack just the slightest bit will make a huge difference in how it ultimately comes back together and presents in the final piece. And I for the way my brain works, I I have unlimited potential for creating pattern designs
yeah.
and
And let's
Damascus
face it, no
patterns.
one's going to get famous on one pattern that they get from, that's not the, you know,
I know a couple old dogs who have.
well,
I'm sure we all do, but I'm
yeah.
not gonna throw anybody under the bus. But I know what you're saying for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I think well, and I think it's helpful to other people for sure, other
Yep.
makers. I think, but for me, like I can't remember how long ago. It was a while ago, but I was like, I have all these ideas floating around my head, and I could be walking through downtown and accidentally get hit by a car and I'm gone. And like, what good is all of that if I'm just keeping it in my head? Why not put it out into the world? Um, because I know that I draw inspiration from all kinds of stuff out in nature, plants, trees, rock formations. Like I look at certain like wallpapers and floral designs and like tile designs and carpeting and all kind like I see patterns everywhere.
Yep.
And I'm like, I think I can make that in steel. And so then I draw it out and I figure it out. And then it just sits there in a notebook. I've actually been compiling um, photos of my notebooks just in case, you know, just in case something ever happened for some random reason,
Yeah.
That's
it'll be somewhere.
shop fires are not a unusual thing. We've seen guys
Right.
have shop fires, so that's probably a smart thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but as far as like I come from a high tech background, and
Sure.
like back thinking 20 years ago, everyone had proprietary software,
Right.
right? And then I'm dating myself, it was probably longer than that. And then 15 years ago, everything started moving to open source software.
Windows 95.
Yeah. But
Linux.
everything started moving to Java, to like open source software. Like
Right.
that's kind of, because I'm a high tech guy, that's what I equate sharing this. The money is not in the writing of the software anymore. It's in the support. It's the same with Damascus. It's
Yep.
in showing someone how to do it. Just showing the pattern. Here's how I did it's the knowledge of what happens with if this goes wrong and that goes
Right.
wrong, and all of the like the material calculations, the steel movement that you teach, all of
Yeah.
that is just gold.
Yeah.
And there's more to it than just, hey, follow these steps and you'll get this perfect pattern every time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. For sure.
So that's how
Absolutely.
I see it. And I'm I'm not the gatekeeping crowd, so they have
For
their
sure.
reasons.
For
I
sure
share
you're
everything
not.
on,
Yeah.
so people know that. But
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Well, that was a great surprise from Binky
Happy
the
birthday.
Clown. Yeah. To Mareko, the secret guest. So yeah.
we
That's
might
pretty
have
cool.
to do this little tidbit in the future and have a little surprise guest and throw the other host on his heels.
Yeah, I'm glad I was sick because I was really not phased by this at all. I didn't anticipate whoever was going to come on, but yeah, I was just like, I literally text Denis prior. I can see now why you were like, I need a minute, but I was like, come on, dude, let's go. I'm sick. This could be the fucking fastest show ever. We're gonna read the ads and end it. Let's go.
I need to go to sleep.
Here we are, breaking record.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on, Mareko.
Oh, yeah.
I
Thank you, bud.
appreciate it. And hopefully we can make this happen and get you down here. And I got some ideas. I think you do too. It'd be fun to put these gradients into a video.
And I'll just ask what? Huh?
How did that
what?
happen?
Yeah. Oh, of course.
No, Jerid, you're the videographer. Come on.
Yeah. Whatever I got to do.
Oh, you get to be the cuck?
Yes. Give me a chair at least, guys.
You sit in the corner.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Oh, I heard this on another commercial, by the way.
And that's a wrap.